going to start our candidate debate now. First, we're going to start off with the senatorial debate. And how this is going to work is each candidate is going to be asked a general question after we go through introductions. They're each going to come up here and give their answer. After that, the contested races, which are the senator of businesses and the senators of LAS and the senators at large. They're going to come up and also answer questions relating to their position. And then we will move into the presidential debate. And now I'm going to hand it over to Vanessa Delgado. She will be our moderator today.
I do not get enough applause in my life. Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here. I hope you're enjoying the food. My name is Vanessa Delgado, and I'll be moderating this event. The way we're going to start is actually asking all of you to introduce yourselves, and so we're probably going to start from my right. And so you're going to introduce yourselves, tell us your name, and what you're running for, because otherwise we just don't know, and that's weird. You all look wonderful. I wanted to make like a Tinder joke, but I don't know enough about Tinder. If I had to swipe you, I'd say right to all of you. Beautiful. Unless that's the left, I don't know. That's the bad one. The good one. I would swipe you the good one, because you all look fantastic. See, I'm getting too old to make Tinder jokes. All right, so that being said, everyone should know how this is going to work in terms of timing. I will be cutting you off if you will go over your time, so I'll be sitting here being like, stop talking! And if I yell at you, I'm sorry. But not that sorry, because you can stop talking. I'm kidding. All right, so do you want to begin with your, should they come to the podium for this to introduce themselves? Just one at a time?
Hi, I'm Miranda Lovelace. I'm running for Senator at Large. Yeah.
Hello, I'm John Furco, and I'm also running for Senator at Large.
Y'all can just stay in your seats. This is taking way too long.
Just stand up and use your project. My name is Jonathan Chavez, and I'm running for Senator of Public Affairs.
Hi everyone, my name is Joseph Conrad, and I'm running for Senator at Large.
Howdy, I'm Charles McGregor, and I'm running for Senator of LAS.
Hello, my name is Thomas Kwong, and I'm running for Senator of Multicultural Affairs.
Hello, my name is Eric Knudsen. I'm running for Senator of Business.
Hello, my name is Jacob Hopkins, and I'm running for Senator at Large.
Hi, I'm Colin McCone, and I'm running for Senator of Business.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Ebron, and I'm running for Senator of Letters, Arts, and Sciences.
All right, y'all, so in order to keep this moving, we're going to do the general question portion of this debate, which will be asked by the panels. The panelists will be asking questions. I don't know if the panelists want to introduce themselves.
We have name tags.
I'm Kyle Boyle, radio station manager of UCCS Radio.
My name is Jonathan Tillman. I'm the editor-in-chief of The Scribe.
My name is Matthew Driftmar. I'm the Chief Justice with Student Government.
Be nice to them. All right, so what we're going to do is they're going to ask these questions. You each have 30 seconds to respond. If you go over that time, I will stop you. Does everyone understand? Questions? Comments? All right, cool. Matt, do you just want them to go down the line? Can they come to the podium for this, or do you want them to stay at their seats? Oh, Matthew's making up the rules now. So you can stay at your seats, but please project. If anyone really wants the mic, I guess you can come up. I don't know. Where's Desiree? Is that okay? So, questions?
All right, this first general question goes to all of you.
I know that the majority of the candidates, if not all, have served in some community or scholarly-based project at some point in life, whether it be in high school or in your post-high school lives now. I'm not interested in what you did in that position. However, I am interested in what compelled you to join that particular service or project in general, and what it was.
Okay, we're gonna start at this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what? I don't know, the reason I really wanted to participate in those types of community things is I like being a part of a community, contributing to that type of thing, being a part of something, making it better, doing things better than how I found them.
Pretty much the reason why I joined that before is I'm not going to take anything from her about the community and stuff. It's more of a cliche kind of thing. I actually like helping people, and so I like to actually get in there, do what I can. Even if it's just small, meaningless, little pickup stuff. I want to help any way I can, help everybody, make everybody feel good.
What compels me to join? Basically, my undergrad, I was president of my club. We actually won 2 national service awards for volunteerism. I gained immense personal satisfaction from bettering other people, and I just want to contribute as much value as I did to my undergrad to this school also. Thank you.
So the reason why I've taken so many leadership and government positions in my lifetime is, kind of twofold here. I really like to be able to have my voice heard and the voices of those people I know who don't really have the same sort of ability to do that, as well as really help those around me and make the place I'm in and the community around it a much better place to be.
So for me, I joined several organizations mainly for the fact that I always wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, to really change the community and make everything around Colorado Springs, the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, a better place to be, and now we're one of the fastest growing university in the nation. I want to be a part of that.
Back in my high school experience, I was very socially deprived, but after joining an organization in college, it drastically changed my life and my social life. So I want to be able to give back to the community so that they could not only enjoy their lives, but be able to see such a friendly atmosphere.
So I've been a part of, geez, I don't know, like 15 to 20 different organizations since high school. The thing that really drove me the most was being able to find a passion to basically ensure the success of my future. And I think to do that, you have to have a lot of experience and a lot of willpower to do as much as you can. And that's kind of why I want to do this, is so I can encourage that in students in College of Business, is to learn that it's not just a degree anymore, it's about what you can do with your degree, how you can get involved, and how you can make your future the biggest success that you can.
For me, the reason why I've joined over 9 organizations since I arrived here at UCCS is because I wanted to be a catalyst for change. I didn't want to be the person sitting back and doing nothing, waiting for something to happen. I wanted to be that person who goes out there and helps push things forward. I want to be that person who does the most that he can every day. And through living a utilitarian lifestyle, I believe that we can all make the most out of our lives. And I'm sorry about that.
I actually believe that it's my life and purpose to be a philanthropist, so I've been joining a lot of organizations and clubs and volunteering, and part of that is because of 3 main reasons. One being I want to get experience in community service and leadership, but then also I want to go above and beyond just my education, and lastly I want to help the community around me and help better everybody around me as well.
I think one of the most important things that we can take from joining clubs and organizations is the people around you and the people that you begin to understand. because you can't represent a people without knowing who they are and where they come from. So one of the best things that you can have is understanding the individuals and who they are from the different clubs that you've been in.
All right, y'all. So what we're actually going to do for the next couple of questions is, can I ask all of you sitting to scoot back in your chairs, like to actually scoot your chairs back, because you are actually going to come to the podium so people in the very back can hear you, but I want you to be able to cross in front of each other to do that in an effort to maximize our time. Cool? So be careful with this cord, okay? Everyone, no casualties today. All right, everyone's good?
Looks like I get to go next. The mic isn't on.
How about now? Much better. What specific plans do you have to encourage student involvement?
That's a really good question. Student involvement, I think it's more about educating people on campus about all the different clubs that there are, because I know that there's papers over there that are completely full of the clubs on campus that I didn't even know about. I didn't know until like yesterday that there's an ASL club on campus, and that's really awesome. So I think it's more about like knowing what is here and what's on campus and how you can benefit from taking part in those types of organizations is key to increasing student involvement.
Way I like to go about trying to get more student involvement is just to be a little bit more proactive with the whole situation, going out there, actually trying to bring people in, advertise more, not just like setting up shop in one little spot, but actually going around, trying to communicate as best as possible with people, let them know what's out there so they can actually join in.
I think one of the problems we have actually today is that we don't have enough events. We don't have enough students participating. We don't have clubs participating with each other and having collaboration events. We have 1/4 the clubs that Boulder and Fort Collins has, so I think it's a matter of encouraging more clubs, more leadership roles, and then what I'd really like to do is set up a collaboration event with the community around us. It seems that most times we just coexist with the residents around us. I'd really like to...
Time.
Thank you.
So my entire campaign revolves around clubs and getting people to, actually do something on campus. So this is like the super short edition. But as many of you already know, I've already started meeting one-on-one with all of the club leaders to try and foster growth with clubs that we already have, as well as working on the Rules and Orgs Committee to recreate the budget guidelines so that it's easier for clubs to get funding, as well as to put stuff together. And I'm working towards making a funding for collaborative events.
All right, so my main goal is to really bring all the organizations on campus together with more fun events. I have an idea for something called the Club Olympics, where this would not have a cutoff for participation between groups, where the Halloween Carnival, great event, only had a cutoff of 20 people. This one would be a week-long event, going to all organizations against one another for bragging rights and fun, and just to really bring up that bonding. So.
From what I've witnessed, I see that the campus has very little awareness with the diversity we have here. I also see that clubs have very little presence around. And so what I plan to do is support the multicultural clubs in their endeavors, involving their events as well as helping them grow within their club with member size and leadership roles.
So I believe that to increase student involvement in clubs and organizations requires not only like marketing, but a way that students can kind of be directed to the clubs themselves. So what I want to do if I were to be elected as SGA, I would work with the SGA team to to develop a way where we can break down students by their majors, their interests, and everything, and then we can suggest clubs for them. So it's easier for students to find the club that might just suit their personality and their interests.
Seeing that a good portion of my major hasn't even logged into Mountain Lion Connect for the first time, we need a hard copy list of all the clubs and organizations on campus. We need that so those who don't go online to get those resources at least still have access to them. Another thing that I would like to institute would be a group where we would pool members from all clubs on campus to put together ideas for collaborative events.
One of the main things I've been thinking about for my campaign is how to get students more involved. And I've came up with a few ideas that I would like to present if I was elected to student government. One is allow funding for the clubs to use the copy center for free as long as it's for advertisements, have rolling club admissions all year, and provide funding to clubs that get involved in community service and extracurricular activities like that. I have a few more ideas like that, but those are the main ideas that I think would help students get involved in community service and joining clubs. Thank you.
It's not a matter of not having enough clubs and events. I think the matter is having enough diversity within the different events that we have. So if we're going to have a concert, make sure that there's enough genres that everybody likes. If you're going to have different foods and free pancake day, make sure that there's different kinds of foods to fit everybody's tastes. So I think that it's a matter of meeting everybody's needs and kind of appealing to everyone since we do have a diverse school.
All right, my question is, are there any specific ideas that you have that, if elected, you could implement to strengthen SGA's role as a conduit between students and the administration?
You're an angel. Oh, okay. All right, once again, I think it kind of, as I said, goes back to having diversity. We have so many different students here. And I think just appealing to everyone and letting people know that we as SGA support every kind of group, every individual, every class, age, and different things like that. And also just opening our doors and our arms to any individuals coming in who are willing to need advice or anything like that.
So I've been, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. What ideas do you have to strengthen SGA's role as being a conduit between students and the administration?
So I think a way to get SGA involved and trying to get students involved is go out to the students in general and go to the clubs and tell the students that if they join these clubs, then they get funding and they can go participate in extracurricular activities, they can have their parties, and just let the students really know the benefits of what student government does for clubs and the benefits that they will have because they join the clubs that are supported by SGA.
What we need is a little bit of a stronger outreach between students who are already in these clubs, those who may be interested in joining these clubs, those who do not even know these clubs even exist, and the faculty that could be of use in advertising these clubs to students. We have to have, as I would say, a stronger bond inside of each college and amongst the student government as a whole to get outreach to these individual clubs and organizations.
So a few ways that students can be more connected with administration and SGA would first be improving the funding process for clubs and organizations. Personally, I've dealt with that. It's kind of, it's a process and it takes some time, so I think it should be easier for students to get funding and the resources that they need. I also believe that students themselves should be given more direct information about clubs and organizations, and then they should be encouraged more to meet with teachers and ensure more of a success instead of a degree.
One of the major issues that I've seen that we have on campus with SGA and the students is that students are very unaware of what are the possibilities that they're able to do here on campus involving clubs and events. A a lot of times most of the students are very left in the dark. They don't know what policies there are that they need to know as well, including budgeting as well as reserving space. So I think that we should make it a priority to be able to talk to the students and let them know what possibilities exist.
So one of my main goals is to bring out a newsletter, bi-weekly newsletter that allows all students to see upcoming internships or big events where they can meet associate deans and deans and be able to talk to Sandy Wortley, who is the head of the SPICE organization, or SLICE organization, where all it is internships. We need internships to succeed in the future, and I think that is one thing that we really struggle on.
I strongly think that SGA is really the advocates for the students. And I think the only way that SGA can really understand what the students want and are thinking is if we create more direct and close conversations between them. That's why I've already started talking with all of the members of clubs around campus, and I'd like to extend that into an actual, once a year, twice a year event where we the SGA government, the student government can go in and talk to these people about their issues and.
I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach on this. I think to build UCCS, we must build the area around us. I'd like to work with UCCS administration to lobby legislation such as incremental tax incentives to build better and more apartments around the area. And one of the things that we're missing is an entertainment field around us too. I'd love to work with that, get more events and people working together to build the area around us. Thank you.
From what I've noticed, we need to, in order to get the administration and student body closer through the student government, is to actually reach out, not just through the clubs, but actually going to different places such as the classroom, going out in meeting areas, trying to connect with the students better in order to bring them all in, get their ideas, and tell them what's going on currently in the administration so they have some kind of input and they can connect better.
So I know a lot of the other candidates have kind of touched on it, but just like letting clubs know what we're here for. We're here to help them grow, support them, fund them. Having like a welcoming committee of sorts to let them know what we can do for them and to better them as clubs.
All right, this next question is directed to the two candidates running for the Senator of Business. If you would mind standing up for just a moment so folks can get a look at your beautiful faces. All right, well, thanks to the scribe's very in-depth coverage of all you candidates, I know that you are both freshmen, is that correct?
Yes.
As a freshman, do you think that you can bring a fresh perspective and outlook to the management of the School of Business? And if so, what is that perspective?
So I actually run two businesses right now. I've had a lot of motivation and a lot of work ethic to kind of get where I'm at. So I understand a lot of the ins and outs and the realities of business instead of the theoreticals of what could happen. My fresh perspective is really giving the motivation to the students. Instead of just attending class, they attend organizations, they work on resumes, they work on professional development, and I mean, anybody who's in business knows that networking is everything. So I really want to make UCCS reputable.
I really believe that I can bring a fresh perspective because I'm also part of another fraternity which actually works with Colorado's, all of the universities as a whole. And what they do is I get a lot of ideas about what they do for their student government and what they do for their leadership programs. And they're ideas that I have from the School of Mines that'll bring a fresh perspective, and they provide for every 10,000 hours of community service that a club does, they get another $5,000 of funding. And I think there are several ideas like that that I could bring to the table with the unique experience I have as a freshman. Thank you.
So this one is for the folks running for Senator of LAS. You guys can stand up. Thanks much. LAS is the largest college at UCCS. How do you balance competing departments to meet student needs?
So one of the biggest issues along with being in the largest college at UCCS is funding. And we bring in 52% of the tuition that UCCS sees. We get we bring in 2/3 of the curriculum, and yet we see an extreme fraction of that. And I believe that bringing in that extra funding can really help bring up a better communication between all of the organizations, the different majors within LAS.
I think the students of LAS know and understand that they are in a large college and that they are with other students and they have some of the largest class sizes, but I think making them feel like as though they are students in the individual university, feeling personalized and feeling known and represented by coming to them and knowing them by name. You know, it sounds unrealistic, but it really can be done. So I think that really if you take the time to get to know students throughout the College of LAS, you may make them feel more personable and more welcome within the college.
Thank you. This next question is for the student-at-large candidates.
Senator at large?
Senator at large. You're all students, it's close enough. My question is, how will you actively seek out student issues and concerns as a senator at large?
That's fine, I can go. All right, well, like I've already said a couple times here, I've already actively looking for these issues as it is. I've gone out and emailed every club on campus, and I've sat down and had meetings with quite a few of them already. And like I said, I'd like to keep this going as part of the actual SGA, you know, things that they have to do. As well, I think that being a senator at large means that we aren't stuck to a specific school, so we can see issues across the board, not just in a school.
My approach to bringing outreach to these different areas is to use a position like the Senator at Large to bring union to all colleges. Being a business student, you see things from a business perspective. Being from LAS or engineering or nursing, you will have a different perspective. Going out there and bringing all the pieces of the puzzle together enables you to see the entire picture. And that's what I intend to do with my position as Senator at Large.
On the subject of outreach, going back to the whole reaching out to clubs, going to the classroom, I think that's going to be a big part of trying to get the outreach going. Another component would be pretty much to actually set up kind of events, and not just set up booths to try and get people to go to these events, but actively go out there, tell them about the thing, bring them in. Don't just sit idly by, but bring people in, go to the clubs, go to set up booths, events, and the like.
So I think working with outreach and learning student-specific problems are things that we can improve on. We already have gripe tables, and I feel like we could really just expand on that, at least personalize them. Like if we had some in Dwyer, we could have some that are business-related, or really just things like that, but sort of expanding on that.
Don't get too comfortable, senators at large. Another question for you. Since you're not bound by the constraints of any one particular school, do you foresee yourselves working with another senator of a particular school or any projects?
All right, well, given my major, I'm already used to working outside of one specific school. I have 3 different majors across the board. It's a fun little thing here. However, I think that given my focus on clubs, I would like to work a lot with the multicultural affairs, as well as the business and public relations. I think that bringing together all of those groups will help us really combine the different groups and cliques and societies on campus to create a more diverse and interesting student life.
I will look to work with not just the Senator of Business, seeing that that is my major. I'll look to work with the senators from each individual college in an attempt to get, I'm looking for a word in my head, but it's not coming out. Get extended outreach between each college in order to bring them all together under the SGA banner.
I fully intend to cooperate with every different branch, LAS, at business education, nursing, all like, because that's the only way we can affect real change here and get to the students the best what they need, hear their concerns from every angle, and that's the only way we can actually get anything done is by cooperation between everybody.
Definitely think that one of the huge parts of being a senator at large is supporting all of the other positions like multicultural affairs or business, is like helping them with their projects, and then they help you with yours. It's all about kind of teamwork and cooperation. But yeah, that's a huge part of the position.
You can be seated. All right. Thank you all of the candidates. A round of applause for all of the candidates. You're all fantastic. Thank you so much for being here and answering all these questions so eloquently. You even used big words. It was awesome. Elections are going to be March 9th through the 13th. You will all be receiving a ballot in your UCCS emails. Please vote. It's a good thing. This is your university. Vote for the candidates that you like. And thank you all candidates for being here. We're going to move on to the presidential debates now. Thank you so much.